What's up, friends? Jonny May here, and welcome to this lesson where I'm going to teach you how to develop superhuman ears. And what do I mean by superhuman ears? Well, this is basically the ability to hear anything and play it at your piano. And I developed this as a young piano player. I remember hearing music, I wanted to play it, and I had no idea what I was hearing. And then I did this exercise, and it radically transformed my journey to where I could hear something and I could play it pretty much the first time hearing it, okay? But what I'm going to teach you today is very different from what you've probably learned in the past. In fact, if you've learned ear training in the past, you've probably learned do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And then your teacher said, okay, great, you know all the note names and go play by ear. And you're probably thinking, well, that's great, but I still can't hear what I want to play. And so I want to get you past this. And so it's really important to have an exercise that actually will get you results. Okay, so we're going to get right into it. I'm going to teach you the exercise. And the exercise is pretty cool because it has a good name. It's called the anchor, row, cast exercise. Anchor, row, cast exercise. You will not hear this anywhere else because I developed it. And it is an exercise that I used and I've seen work with so many students, okay? But before we begin, I wanted to mention that you can save up to 50% off the Piano with Jonny membership this week only. We're celebrating the holidays with the biggest special that we offer all year long. So if you've considered becoming a member, this is the best time all year to join. We never offer a price lower than this, and we are closing the special this Monday on Cyber Monday. So I'll put a link to that below. So what is this anchor, row, cast exercise? Well, it's an exercise that's based on a fishing metaphor, okay? And if you think about a melody like catching a fish and identifying that melody, what's the best way to fish? Well, you could stand on the shore and cast your line out and try to catch that fish, or you could head out on a boat, you could anchor into the ground, then you could row out to a particular area where you want to catch that fish, and then you cast out. And if you anchor, row, cast, you have a much better chance of catching the fish. And so that's what we're going to do with this exercise. I'm going to walk you through this process of anchoring, rowing, and casting so that you can identify your melody. Okay, so we're going to get to the exercise. I first want to briefly explain what each of these means. Okay, so when you're developing your ear, you first want to anchor into a key, okay? And so for this, we're going to use the key of C. You can play a C major chord, and then all you do is play the C major scale up the piano. And so what I'm basically doing is I'm anchoring in the key of C major. I'm not thinking about chords. I'm not thinking about melodies. I'm really establishing that tonal center. Okay, so when you anchor in, look at your key signature. It could be the key of F major, right? It could be B flat major. Anchor into your key, okay? Second, once you've anchored in the key, then you row out, right? And so to row out means you're going to play the chords associated with that key. So if you're in the key of C major, there are 7 chords that you're typically going to see in songs. You're going to see a C chord, which is called the 1 chord, a D minor chord, which is called the 2 chord, E minor, which is a 3 chord, F major, which is a 4 chord, G is a 5 chord, A minor is a 6 chord, and B diminished is your 7 chord, okay? So this is the rowing out. We anchor into the key, we row out to the chords that are associated with that key, and this will get you a lot closer to identifying the melody. My friends, this is really important. Anchor, row. Once you've anchored, once you've rowed, then you cast, okay? And so here's a quick example. We're in the key of C, right? Right? And we go to our F chord, right? From this F chord, you're going to identify your melody, okay? So if key of C, typically your melody notes will come from the C major scale. However, I want you to think of these melody notes as coming from your F chord, okay? So you're going to think of these melody notes as actually starting from this F. And this is the missing link for so many students, is they learn do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do on the C chord, but as soon as the chord changes, they have a hard time hearing the melody. And so this is fixing that problem for you. When the chord changes, you'll still be able to hear the melody. And this is so key. I see this question from so many students. The chords are changing, I can't hear the melody. This is your problem. You need to identify the melody from rowing out to this region, right, of a lake. You hit that chord and then you cast. Okay, so one more time. You anchor to the key, you row out to the chord, right? And then you cast out for your melody. I promise if you do this, you're gonna have a much better time identifying your melodies. Okay, are you ready for the exercise? I'm really excited to teach it to you, but before we do this, if you're enjoying the lesson, please hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more lessons just like this, because you know what? We have a ton of fun here at Piano with Jonny, and we don't just learn theory and scales and arpeggios, right? We actually play music, we play styles, we improvise, and we develop our ear so that you have confidence and independence as a piano player. It is so much fun in the Piano with Jonny community. All right, my friends, you ready for the exercise? It's not a hard exercise, but I want you to understand what we're doing. So make sure to watch all the way through the exercise, because as we go through, I'm going to be giving you tips and tricks to developing your ear all the way throughout, okay? So here's the exercise. It's very simple. We're going to establish a key. We anchor into our key. So we're going to use the key of C. We're going to play a C major chord, and then from this chord, we're going to identify our melody, right? So you anchor, you row, and in this case, we're not going to row anywhere because the chord is C major, and then you cast, okay? So here's how the exercise works. You play a C chord, you say one, because it's a one chord, and then you sing all of the intervals that are associated with this chord. So we're going to start on the C, and we're going to sing 1, 2, and then back to 1, 3, and then 1, 4, and then 1, 5. See what I'm doing? 1, 6, and then 1, 7, and then finally we're back to 1, 1. Okay? And what we just did is we started to develop the sound in our head of all of the melody notes relative to the one chord. Okay? And they're all unique. If you look at the intervals, that's a major second, and that's a major third. That's a perfect fourth, and a perfect fifth, and a major sixth, and a major seventh. This is unique. When we go to the other chords, we will not have this exact set of intervals. And that's how we can develop our ear, because as you change chords, the intervals will change to the melody, which will allow you to identify which chord and melody is being played. Okay, we're gonna do this now on the 2 chord, okay? So here's what you do. You anchor into the home key, C major, we're gonna say 1, and then we're gonna go to the 2 chord, 2. Now we're on that 2 chord. We anchored in, we rowed out to that 2 chord. Now we're gonna play all the intervals associated with the 2 chord. Check it out. Start on the D. We're gonna go 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6. Ooh, that's interesting. 1, 7, 1, 1. Very different, okay? Remember before on the C, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, had a very happy sound. Now we're singing some minor intervals. 1, 2, 1, 3, that's a minor third, right? 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7, that's a minor seventh. Okay, our intervals are changing, and this is really good because now we're developing the sound of the 2 chord and the melodies relative to the 2 chord, okay? Anchor, row, cast your melody. This will tie it all together to where you hear the home key, you hear the chord that you're on, and then you hear the melody note. Really important. And once again, I really want you to think about the intervals, okay? On the D, we're playing a major second, minor third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, and minor seventh. It's unique, and you want to develop this in your ear, okay? So we're going to do this on each chord, okay? And again, don't skip through this video. I want you to understand each chord because each one's a little bit different, and you need to pay attention to some of the unique qualities of each chord, okay? For the 3 chord, the E minor, what do you do first? Anchor in. We're anchoring into the C chord, the key of C. We go up to the 3, so you're gonna say 1 up to the 3. That's the feeling of the 3 chord. And now play your intervals. Ready? We're gonna sing it. Ready? 1, 2, ooh, it's different. 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7, 1, 1. Very different, okay? That first one is super important. Listen, 1, 2, right? It's a half step. That's a minor second interval. This is really important on the 3 chord. If you want to hear the 3 chord and the associated melodies, this is the dead giveaway. As soon as you come up from the root, it's a minor second. Very unique, okay? So we have a minor second, a minor third interval, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, minor sixth, minor seventh. Very unique. This is the sound of the 3 chord, okay? By the way, if you've studied music, these are called modes, okay? You may have heard the modes, but we're treating it a little differently. We're not just learning the mode, we're developing ear training via modes, okay? So that's the 3 chord. Next is the 4 chord. What do you do for the 4 chord? Anchor in. We got the 1, let's go 4. Ooh, it's happy. Okay, let's play all of the intervals, okay? There's the F, let's sing it. 1, 2, ooh, it's happy. 1, 3, 1, 4, really important, okay? 1, 5, 1, 6, and then 1, 7. And by the way, you could drop it down, 1, 2, 1, 3, if you want to drop it lower in your range, okay? But the sound of the 4 chord, the F, has a really important interval. This is called an augmented 4th interval, and it is the dead giveaway that you're on the 4 chord, okay? It's very unique to the 4 chord. So once again, I want you to focus on the intervals. 1, 2, it's a major second, major third, augmented 4th. That's the sound of the 4 chord, and specifically the 4th note from the 4 chord, okay? We have a perfect 5th, we have a major 6th, and then a major 7, okay? Very happy. All right, let's go to the 5 chord. Again, anchor. Don't just go to the 5 chord. Anchor in. There's the 1. That's home, okay? We're going to row out to the 5, and let's play all the intervals. Here we go. We're going to drop it down. 1, 2. Let's go 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7, 1, 1. Okay, what makes this one unique is that, okay? This is a flat 7 interval, okay? And it's unique. C major doesn't have that interval. F major does not have that interval, but G has that, okay? And this is, once again, how you will identify melodies and chords is by starting to hear some of these intervals, okay? So once again, focus on the intervals. Major second, major third, perfect 4th, perfect 5th, major 6th, and then the really important one is your flat 7th, okay? Hopefully you're getting the idea. We have 2 more to go. But before I teach you these, I actually want to point you to a really good resource over at pianowithjohnny.com where you can really go deep on developing your ear. And we have put together full-length learning tracks for your level to develop your ear training. I want to show you where these are at. If you click our beginner learning track, you can head down and focus on a particular skill that you want to develop. So you just click on skills and you head down to ear training. And we've put together full-length courses on ear training and developing your ear for your level. And these courses are sequential. They're in order, step by step. We show you exactly what to practice and how to develop your ear, learning triads, learning really cool chords like 7th chords, holiday songs. It is a lot of fun. You will get a ton of value out of these courses, so you can check it out at the link below. All right, I want to head back to the lesson, and I want to teach you the last couple sections of the exercise. I do also want to remind you that you can save up to 50% off the Piano with Johnny membership. This week only, we have a huge sale to celebrate the holidays. It ends on Cyber Monday, so if you've ever considered becoming a member, this is the best time all year to sign up. So once again, you can check out the link to that below. Okay, the last couple sections of this exercise, we're going to work on the 6th chord. Okay, so how do you do this? You anchor into your home key. We go up to the 6. That is the sound of the 6. And the way that I recommend that you do this is you sing 1 and then you go 6. 6, right? That's the sound of the 6. Here we go. Here are the intervals. I'm going to sing it low. We go 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7, and 1, 1. Okay. Also, it's really important to sing these so you make that connection with your brain, that you can actually recreate that note with your voice box, right? Because that will really help you establish the connection, okay? And once again, focus on the intervals. We have a major second, a minor third, a perfect fourth, a perfect fifth, a minor sixth, and a minor seventh interval, okay? This is the sound of the 6 chord, and this is how you can identify your melody and your chord when you're playing in the key of C, because again, it has a unique sound, your 6 chord, okay? Finally, the least common one is your 7 chord. It's your diminished chord, but sometimes you will see it. So we anchor into the 1, and then we're gonna go to that 7th. 7, there's the 7. All right, let's sing the intervals. We'll sing it low. Right here it is. 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7, and then 1, 1. Okay? And once again, pay attention to your intervals, because that's what makes this unique, is you have this minor second, and then a minor third, and then a perfect fourth, and then you have a diminished fifth, and then a minor sixth, and then a minor seventh. Once again, this is the sound of the 7 chord, and if you practice these intervals, you'll start to hear that 7th chord and the associated melody. Now, it can be really helpful to practice this exercise in other keys. In fact, I wanted to mention that our members over at pianowithjonny.com can change the key of the sheet music instantly with the click of one button with our smart sheet music. You can also download and print the lesson sheet music. It's a great resource for our members, so I'll put a link to that below. The last thing I want to share with you is that it takes time to develop your ear. I do not have perfect pitch. I've been playing piano since I was 4 years old. I still can't just hear a note and know the note. However, I developed relative pitch, meaning that if I have that note, I know what that note is. And if I have this chord, then I know what that chord is. And that can be developed. That can be taught, because I learned how to do it, and I've taught hundreds, if not thousands, of students to do this. So be patient. It takes time. It can take years to really develop your ear, but be patient. All right, friends, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a comment. Let us know what topics you'd like us to cover next. And be sure to check out pianowithjonny.com. You'll have a ton of fun. You won't regret signing up. We have an amazing community. And once again, you can save up to 50% off this week. So I'll see you on the next one.